Welcome to the Value Builder Podcast, where we focus on real estate with a value-add mindset. Real strategies, real operators, real outcomes. Let's dive in.
Hey, what's up, Value Builder community? Saul here. And I'm taking you behind the scenes of the property I toured last week. And this is 155,000 square feet mixed-use community center in a medium-sized town in Illinois. It's a retail, office, and a lot of other interesting parts. We're not under contract yet, so I can't give you every detail, but I'm going to walk you through what I saw and what I'm thinking about this deal and why this deal could go in multiple different directions. So here's what I saw and my first impression. This place was busy. I pulled up around 11:20 and there was a 3-car line at the Dunkin Donuts. The parking was packed, people working in and out from retail shops, and that's always a good sign. It tells me that the center has a real liveliness and community vibe and value. The property has been there for a long time. For example, Ace Hardware was 47 years in the same spot. That's not really a coincidence. It's a really good sign. This didn't seem like turnaround, a distress play. It seemed like owner took care of the property pretty well, and it really probably was not your value add falling apart type of property. It was well maintained, and the tenants seemed stable, and definitely community who knows about this center. It's kind of in the center of community. But here's one thing on the brochure, for example, it looks like almost like it's a mall. And even though it's not your massive mall, but it still has that mall connotation. It is 117,000 square feet of retail and 30,000 square feet of office, which is 5 floors, and a mix of local and national tenants. There are Dunkin Donuts, Anytime Fitness, Ace Hardware, and the office side was 100% leased, which is also a good sign. Medical practices, counseling groups, financial advisors, strong, sticky tenants, in my opinion. All right, so let's talk numbers without giving too many of the whole thing and the whole underwriting because we're not on a contract yet. The pricing guidance from the seller was almost $14 million. That's about $90 a foot. Seller is showing 9.9 cap pricing guidance on in place NOI of 1.37 million. Now that cap rate is kind of seems high, right? But here's why. One, like I mentioned, it kind of has mall connotation because of how it looks. If you look at from, let's say, aerial view or what it consists of, but it really has a community retail center feel. People hear mall, for example, right, and they get nervous because malls are dying. Regional malls are definitely kind of doesn't feel like coming back. So that's why it has that a little bit negative connotation. Number two, it has a multi-story office, and the office right now, multi-story secondary or tertiary market's really not sexy. But here's the kicker: 100% occupied. Tenants are medical. They've been there for years, and they're not going anywhere. Most of them are 12, 15, 1,700 square feet. There are 3 or 4 tenants which are 5,000 square feet, but they've been there a long time. Like 17, 20 years, etc. And number 3, it has 12% vacancy in retail side, about 13,500 feet. If we fill it, we're probably looking at additional 150,000 square feet on NOI, maybe more. That's not massive, but it's still there of the value at play. So what's the play here, right? With this, call it stable center. So here's where it gets interesting. It really can go 2 ways. And I haven't decided yet which one is the better way or which way makes more sense. But here I'll walk you through the logic. First, it can go to light value add and fairly quick exit. And we, for example, come in with white box vacancies, $10 a foot, call it. We're going to spend $140,000, white box them, fill it in. And then we parcel off the property with starting with out parcels. Dunkin Donuts separate, Anytime Fitness separate, and out parcel office as well and retail. So let's say we sell Dunkin Donuts maybe sub 7 cap. We sell Anytime Fitness sub 7 cap as well. Retail probably 8 cap, and office buildings 11, 12 cap because that's how much office are trading right now. Still there would be quite some profit made if we do this, but that will be different buyers, different cap rates, and that's how unlock the value. And you can probably do it, the whole thing, within 2 years. Now, number 2 option would be just hold it long time. So let's say put 40% down, take long-term debt, let's say 6% interest, 30-year amortization, and our debt at that time would be probably 600,000. That means we'll cash flow around 800,000 right out of the gate. We sit on it for 10 years. The property is trading at 10 cap, which means we're cash flowing like crazy. Rents are low right now. It's not super low, but they're definitely not maxed out either. So over 10 years, we ride the rent growth, we ride the inflation, we ride the market, and collect checks while we're holding whole time. And here's the thing: I don't have to pick one strategy, one or the other before I buy it. The asset supports both, and that's the beauty of this deal. It's flexible. Every week, I read hundreds of commercial real estate articles from across the U.S. and around the world. I connect the signals, break down the Fed moves, and share real case studies, not theory, from my 2 decades of real estate experience and actively doing deals right now. My team and I spend 15 plus hours on a weekly basis and deliver this to you for free. You can read it in 5 minutes. So every Sunday at 9:07 a.m., you'll get major commercial real estate news that matters, one Fed insights that matters, one deep dive case study from me or one of our operators who already made the mistakes, so you don't have to. Thousands of commercial real estate operators and investors read this newsletter, especially in the value add space. And don't take my word for it. Check out hundreds of reader testimonials online. Plus, when you subscribe, you get instant access to a Perform underwriting tool, the same one we use every single day to underwrite value add deals. Now, this is not for you if you're looking to get rich quick schemes, or if you're looking for theory and hallucinations, not real numbers, or you're not serious about commercial real estate. But if you want real tactics, real deals, real results, no bait and switch, go to joinvaluebuilder.com and subscribe for free. And see you there, guys. So what did I see when I walked the property? So the parking lot was really decent size. It sits on a corner on a stoplight, 33,000 cars a day. The visibility is pretty much insane. The retail feels really alive. There was a Mexican restaurant on the second floor. I grabbed lunch over there. I talked to the bartender. Food was really amazing. The bar was not slammed, but it was tucked away a bit. It was on the second floor. So the fact that second floor is also fully rented, it means that it has a very good leasing velocity, and the owner is doing the right things with his center. Now, let's talk about office. Office was clean, professional, elevators worked, lobby nice. Tenants have been there for years, like I mentioned, some of them 17, 20 years in the same spot. That's really stability that speaks volumes, right? And the condition, honestly, better than expected. The roof decent, the asphalt maybe need another layer in the next 5 years, but no major red flags before, we dived in a deeper inspection. So I don't expect very big surprises in future CapEx that we're going to uncover in inspection. So here's where we are right now. We're chasing it. When I was on the way back from the showing, I was pumped. I thought, all right, I'm going to submit an offer. I like it. But then I called my partner. He has a similar property in Midtown Mall, and we talked about it. And I got a little bit more cautious about office TI, because a lot of times there's quite a big risk if you lose bigger office tenants. Just for example, right, our office commissions are so high because there's not enough velocity to fill those tenants. For example, in Chicago right now, it's $2 a foot. So if it's a 5-year deal, you're paying $10 in commission. 10-year deal, $20 in commissions. And plus, most of the time you're doing big TI package abatements. Maybe you're spending another $30, $40, $50 into that. So you just turn the tenant, cost you $50, $70, right? So a foot. And that could get quite expensive on those offices. But again, the tenants in that office building were medical. They tend to stay longer time. They're stickier. So that's the positive side as well. Now, meanwhile, broker whispered to me that he has multiple offers and one of them is close to asking price. And after underwriting, I told him, look, I'll be substantially lower than you have offers. So I'll just take my offer off the table. I'm not submitting it. I just don't want to insult you, or I don't want to come across inconsiderate to the seller. If it doesn't go through, call me back and we'll talk then. And guess what? Yesterday, he calls me back and says, hey, submit your offer because highest offer that we have may not go through. So I suggest to submit it. And right now, I'm in a better position. Right now, I'm not insulting him because he is asking me to submit an offer, and I can actually come in lower than I was intending to submit. And I'm not going to come across like inconsiderate as a low ball offer And that's how you don't, burn relationships. And now we're back in business, and right now we're in better position. That would be submitting an offer from the get-go before I took it off the table, and then we'll start it from there, because that's where a deal works for me. And right now I'm in a different position. So that's how you want to consider submitting the offers that are, call it, borderline insulting, and that's what works for me. So maybe you want to take this tip. And we'll see if we'll get it. If we'll get it, it's great. If not, that's the strategy I use to submit those offers that don't meet pricing guidance for the seller, even though on paper it looks good. All right, so that's my update on this property. This deal could go two ways. It could be light value add with a fairly quick exit, or it could be long hold, maybe 10 years, that cash flows really well. In the next video, if I get this property, I'll update you with more information, with more numbers. If I don't, I'll just show another property. But that's how this game works. Thank you very much, guys. See you in the next one.
You've been listening to the Value Builder Podcast. For more strategies, stories, and episodes, head to valuebuilder.co or subscribe on your favorite app. Always make it better than you found it, and keep adding value. See you in the next one.